Hello, 7th graders, it's Mrs. Longaker. We are going to get started today on our first cook, which is very exciting. Before I have done anything, remember that I've done my prep work. I've cleaned my countertop, I've washed my hands with warm water, soap, and for at least 20 seconds, and gotten all my ingredients ready, and I'm ready to go. Okay, so we are going to be making smoothies today. There's going to be no cooking today. This is easy recipe to start with. So a smoothie is a ratio, okay, and your recipe will be on your Google Classroom, posted there for you. But the thing to remember about smoothies, it's a very basic recipe because it's a 1-to-1 ratio. That means for a 1 part of something, you're going to have 1 part of something else. So we are going to use a 1 cup measure for everything today. So our ingredients are yogurt, and you can use any kind of yogurt you want. I have Greek yogurt and it's unsweetened. It's plain yogurt because I don't buy sweetened yogurt. So I am also going to put in a little bit of honey to sweeten the smoothie a little bit. If you are using yogurt that is already sweetened, like strawberry yogurt or something like that, you will not need to add honey, okay? I mean, you can taste it, and if it's still not sweet enough for you, you can add honey, but you probably won't need to. So yogurt, you're going to need frozen fruits. I have a mixture of frozen berries here. But you can use any kind of frozen fruit that you want. You can use mango chunks, you can use whatever you want. If you don't have frozen fruit and you need to use fresh fruit, that's okay, but you're also going to need to add some ice at the end to your smoothie, okay? And then you are either going to use orange juice or milk, okay? That's your choice. Milk will give it more of a milkshakey kind of consistency, but it's a lot of dairy if you use milk, and if people have a hard time digesting that, you just want to be careful of that, okay? Now, let's talk about the blender for a second. The blender has 2 parts, the base and the pitcher, okay? Mine has 2 types of pitchers. It has this big one like this, and it also has this kind of smaller attachment. Usually I make my smoothies in this, and that fits on there as well. Today I'm going to use the big one just because more of you probably have these at home than the smaller one, okay? So, a couple things to remember. First of all, you have to plug this in first. Pay attention to the little locking mechanism here on the top, okay? That's important. Can't get this off. There we go. And you always want to have the lid securely on your blender container before you turn this on. Otherwise, you're going to have a shower all over the ceiling. Okay, so we'll talk about that more in a little bit. Right now, also depending on the type of blender you have, this is a pretty strong one that I have. So the order that I put my ingredients in is not as important. But like with the blenders I have at school, they're kind of cheapo blenders and they aren't super strong. So we always put the liquids in the bottom first because that helps the blender work and not get jammed up, okay? So that is what we will do here. We'll follow the same procedure that we would if we were at school. So I am going to use orange juice today, and I'm going to use my liquid measuring cup. Actually, hold on a second. I'm also going to get my dry measuring cup because we will use that for the frozen fruit as well. Now, this is a 2-cup liquid measuring cup, so I'm just going to fill it to the 1-cup mark. Whenever you're measuring liquids, you want to make sure that you get down here at eye level. I am using a glass measuring cup, okay? So what that means is there is a thing called the meniscus, all right? And when you put liquid in glass, it kind of clings to the glass around the edges like this. It makes sort of a little cup, okay? So when you're looking and you're measuring, you want to make sure that you're not looking at the sides here because it kind of clings up on the glass a little bit. You want to look down like this and right in the middle. Also make sure if there are bubbles on the surface or anything like that, you're looking at the bottom of the bubbles, not the top. Bubbles are air, not orange juice, okay? All right, so we're going to pour that in, all right? And then we are going to take our banana, and we're just going to peel our banana and put the whole thing in there. If you want to freeze your bananas, you can. You don't need to if you're using frozen fruit. That's another way. If you don't have frozen fruit, you have fresh, you could freeze the banana instead of that. You just need something frozen in there to give it the correct texture, okay? All right, so there goes our banana, and I'm going to put a little squirt of honey in here. I'm making this for my son who likes things sweet. And then I'm going to get my bag is not open, is it? Yes, I thought it was. Yes, it is. There we go. Teacher-proof zipper. Okay, I'm gonna get my dry measuring cup and get in here and get my frozen fruit. All right, now because it's chunky, it's not gonna be level and flat on the top. That's okay. For the smoothie, we don't need to worry about that, all right? And then the last thing I'm gonna put in there. Now again, if I were doing this in a different blender, I would probably wait and put that frozen fruit on the top and put the yogurt in first. As long as your blender can handle it, you know, you can put the yogurt in last, that's fine, okay? All right, so I'm gonna get my yogurt and I'm gonna do this over my blender just in case I miss with anything. All right. Yep, hopefully I have enough yogurt here. I might be a little short on my yogurt, but that's okay. Get everything I have left in here. Okay. Now, it's not completely full, but we're close enough, all right? So I'm gonna put that in there. If I were making cookies or something, I would have to go buy more flour or whatever it is. I would need that full cup, but this is just a smoothie. All right, so all in, okay? And now, as I told you before, we are going to put our lid on carefully and completely. Make sure it's pressed all the way down. And if your lid does not have a locking mechanism on it, you're also going to want to put your hand on top of it while you're blending. Okay, I'm going to turn my blender on. Mine actually has a smoothie function. If yours doesn't, just you hit puree or what, it's fine. Okay, all right, you ready? It's going to be noisy for a second. Hold on. My smoothie function actually goes a little bit longer, but I'm going to stop it because I think it's good enough. You just want to watch and make sure that everything is blended together. I still have some yogurt here stuck to the sides. If when I look in there, there's a lot of yogurt there, and then what I'm going to do is just take my spatula, right, and push it down in there, my rubber scraper, rubber spatula, push it down in there, and you can blend it up again if you get a lot stuck to the side, all right? And then when you are all done, that is going to go in your glass, just like that. All right. Okay, remember, you are only cooking, even though we're not cooking with heat. I want you supervised, so make sure that you don't do anything without somebody home in case you have problems or you need help, okay? And if you have any questions, you're going to email me, all right? Good luck. Enjoy your smoothie.